took place after 1798, that means the investigative judgment is taking place in the time of the end, right? So this is the 2 days that we saw recently in Daniel chapter 12. 1,290 years, right? And 538 to 1798, 1,260 years, right? We established that already, right? So we saw this chart from 508 to 1798, right? The 508 we saw was the first help that the Roman Catholic Church got. First military help, right? First military help that the Roman Catholic Church got with Clovis when he got converted to Catholicism. He was French by the way, and when he went to fight the Aryan nations, because he was Catholic, the Aryan nations obviously would have turned to Catholicism. So in 508, Clovis, right, Clovis gave the Catholic Church the first military help. And this is one of the prophecies that we see in Daniel. In fact, that verse that we see in Daniel there, right? That verse that we see in Daniel, the 1290 years, and then coming a little further from 508 to 538, we have 1,260 years, right? Reaching to 1798, and this is the second help that they got, the second major help that they got. In fact, it is through Justinian that the Roman Catholic Church got control over civil authority and law, right? So, because they got control over civil law, they persecute and persecute and persecute, and this is the time we get from 538 to 1798, which is 1,260 years, right? So, this is the prophecy of the 2300 days. Now, this is the part that I want to deal with, right? This is the part that I want to deal with, because this is between 1843, 1844, something happened, right? Something happened, right? First, I want to read what Sister White said in regards to 1844, right? Or the starting of the investigative judgment, or the investigative judgment. Let's read what Sister White says in regards to the investigative judgment. What did she say? She said, in Great Controversy, page 684, and page 686, this is what she said. This was presented, thus was presented to the prophet's visions, the great and solemn day when the characters and lives of men should pass in review before the judge of all the earth, and every man and to every man should be rendered according to his work. Attended by heavenly angels, our great high priest enters the Holy of Holies, and there appear in the presence of God to engage in the last acts of his ministration in behalf of man, to perform the work of investigative judgment, and to make an atonement for all who are shown to be entitled to its benefit. The only cases considered are those of the professed people of God, right? So here Sister White is saying in Great Controversy that the purpose of investigative judgment was for, right, was for those that were entitled to its benefits. That is the work of the investigative judgment. The work of the investigative judgment is to really separate the sheep from the goat. And the work of the investigative judgment, in the judgment, God will get unto himself a kingdom or a church. So when those that have been purifying themselves and have been overcoming and have been in historical past sins, meaning that they don't practice their sin presently, if those are found entitled to its benefits, if those are entitled to get eternal life or to be an inheritor of eternal life, those are the ones that will benefit in the investigative judgment, right? So the investigative judgment is really for the character and lives to be investigated on those who seem to be entitled to its benefits, right? That is what Sister White says. Let's read another quotation, Great Controversy, page 684, 686, right? The other quotation from Ellen G. White, page 688. Hear what she says. Yes, Great Controversy. She says this: every man's work passes in review before God and is registered for faithfulness or unfaithfulness. Opposite each name in the books are shown, opposite each name in the books of heaven is entered with terrible exactness every wrong word, every selfish act, every unfulfilled duty, and every secret sin, with every artful dissembling, heaven sent warnings of reproof neglected, wasted moments, yes, wasted moments is transgression, unimproved opportunities. You get an opportunity to testify of the love of God, they did not do it. The influence exerted for good or for evil, you lose the influence for bad or for good, with its far-reaching results, all are chronicled by the recording angel. And this is Great Controversy, page 686, right? Speaking about what happens in the investigative judgment, right? Every man's work passes before God, or every man's work passes in review before God, right? So, the investigative judgment. Yes.
In the book of Malachi, right? Chapter 3, from verse 16, right? Tell me if this scripture applies to the judgment, right? It says, then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened, or Yahweh hearkened, and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh, and that thought upon his name. Next verse 17 and 18, right? And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not.
Amen. Amen. So it is the work of, you see, while we are in the church, right? While we are in the church now, and all of us are here in the church, there are people in the church that are sanctifying themselves. And there are people in the church that is not sanctifying themselves. The purpose of the investigative judgment is to actually separate those that have been sanctified and those that have not been sanctified. That is why the Bible talks about a sheep and a goat scenario, or a foolish and a wise virgin, or wheat and a tares, because the Bible says both of them shall go together until the day of harvest. And it is in the investigative judgment that God will get his reaping. He will get a kingdom in the investigative judgment. So even though all of us are in the church, you have to make sure that your calling and your election sure. It is an individual thing. We saw this morning, it is an individual thing. You have to make sure that you overcome, make sure that you consciously apply the truth of the plan of salvation to yourself. Because in this time of investigative judgment, which is going on right now, you don't want to be found wanted. And you don't know when your name will come up in the investigative judgment. So you have to make sure that you do the necessary preparation on the earth while the investigative judgment is going on. Right? 7 months between the time of the first disappointment to the reckoning of that time there. There was a 7 months period. So within that 7 months, we call within that 7 months the midnight cry. Right? The midnight cry. I'm just reading from a book written by Dale Alexander. Page 15, right? And I gave a lot of quotations from Ellen White in regards to the 1843-1844 scenario, right? Right? I will just read page 15. I will just read what Sister White is saying here, right? Now, these quotations is taken. I took a lot of compilation from Great Controversy, Early Writing, Christ Object Lessons, and I compile it all together. So when I'm reading the quotation, I'm reading some from the Great Controversy, some from Christ Object Lesson, some from Early Writings, and tell me what do you think about it, right? So I'm just quoting from the book, page 15. It says this: at the preaching of the first angel's message, the judgment was about to begin. Right? Remember a period of time I gave a study in regards to the message and the movement? Did I give a study in regards to that? You all can remember that? The message and the movement? Right. So we're talking about the first angel's message. And the first angel's message is that the judgment was about to begin. So this is the message. The judgment is about to begin. That is the first angel's message. Right? You all understand that, right? Right, okay. At the preaching of the first angel's message, the judgment was about to begin. The message itself sheds light as to the time when this movement was to take place. It declared to be a part of the everlasting gospel. It announces the opening of the judgment. So this first angel's message was a trumpet, was a loud cry, and the first angel's message very much, Sister Duffy. I sometimes go over the study and there's a lot of noise. I get a lot of competition. I just ask for a little patience. Sometimes if you want to talk, just carry it outside a little bit, okay? Thank you very much, Sister Duffy. Right. So, the first angel's message. So if you ask me, Sister Del, what is the first angel's message? The judgment. Yeah. The judgment is about to begin. Right? First angel's message. She says this. It is declared to be a part of the everlasting gospel. It announces the opening of the judgment. So what the brother was preaching there, which with the investigative judgment started, was the everlasting gospel. Right? They were preaching that this 1844 investigative judgment is going to begin. And she's saying that they're preaching the gospel. Right? She's preaching the gospel. They're preaching the gospel. Right? So this is the first angel's message. The first angel's message, the judgment is about to begin. So if you want to ask me, when did the first angel's message start? Just before 1844. The first angel's message started in 1844. The judgment is about to begin.
Yeah, I just want to contribute that text to show that what he's saying is actually so, right? Now when you look at Revelation chapter 14, yes, Revelation chapter 14, and you look at verse 6, Revelation chapter 14 and verse 6, it says, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, right? To preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice.
With a what?
A loud voice.
With a what?
A loud voice. Fear God and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment is come, and worship Him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. But what we notice here that it says, say with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to Him. How does a person glorify God? By showing that He's God and God alone. That's how we glorify God. So the judgment entails, if in your earthly walk with God, you are glorifying Him. You are showing Him to be God and God alone. So that is my little contribution. But one other thing I want to say, right? If someone should ask, how do we know that this is the first angel's message? How do we know that? Because the Bible didn't say the first angel's message. It says, and we saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven. But it didn't say, and the first angel fly in the midst of heaven. So how do we know? Simply, when you come down to verse 2, when you come down to verse 8, it says, and there followed another angel. But it didn't say the second angel, it said another angel. Then verse 9 says, and the third angel followed. So you have the third angel, the second angel, the first angel. Amen.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Amen? Right.
One other testimony, right? I remember I had a time at Jehovah Witness come to speak with me, right? And he was touching on Revelation 14. And he was saying it's literal, an angel will be preaching that gospel. Right? And then after I said, no. I said you will have a people who will be preaching that. Therefore, they are messengers of God. Right? And then after now, God was saying, your name is Angel. And I have to give you that message, or give the message to you.
What God was going to do in 1844 was very significant in regards to the Church of God. And what what God wanted is that the whole world at that time to come to an understanding that he was doing some kind of work, or some kind of work was going to begin. Even though they had the reckoning incorrect, they eventually found out. But what they were preaching, according to what Sister White now say, was still the everlasting gospel. So even though they got the disappointment because of the check-in, right? Because of the check-in, even though they got the disappointment, it was still the everlasting gospel. You see, you have to understand what was the purpose of God allowing that to happen? Why, or what was the purpose of God causing the great disappointment? And why do they have to have a midnight cry? Why do they have to have a 7 months movement of a midnight cry? Amen? This is what we are going to see. Judgment must begin at the house of God. We are standing before the judgment seat of God. So if God is going to begin at the house of God, and judgment is going to begin at the house of God, and this is a word that is going to happen that is very significant to the church, he had to make it in a way where everybody knew about what was going on at that point in time. Judgment must begin at the house of God. We are standing before the judgment seat of God. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 14. It says, for God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Amen. So this is why we have the investigative judgment. The investigative judgment is to investigate if our life has been consistent, if we have continued in justification, if we have continued to sanctify ourselves, if we have continued, therefore we will pass safe in the investigative judgment. Amen? So the work that was going to start on the church, what God decided is that this was so important that he had to make it a big thing at that point in time. He called William Miller, he gave William Miller his teaching of the investigative judgment, but just one little point in it, just one little thing in it that wasn't so correct, but it still was not transgression. The work that God was going to do on the behalf of the church, he had to make the world new about it. Amen? He had to make the world new about it. So I will continue to read what Sister White said here, right? It was designed to arouse, that is the work, the everlasting gospel, the first angel's message. It was designed to arouse the people and bring them to a testing point where they should decide for or against the truth. So when the investigative judgment came, a lot of people decided if they want the truth or if they didn't want the truth. Right? Ministers were convinced of the correctness of the position taken on the prophetic period, and some renounced their pride and left their salaries and their churches to go forth from place to place to give the message. But as the message from heaven could find a place in the heart of but few of the professed ministers of Christ, the work was laid upon many who were not preachers. So this first angel message, everlasting gospel, came to ministers, and ministers actually rejected it. And what happened is that it was left to the laymen, people who was not ministers, to go and preach this everlasting gospel. What was it again? What? Everlasting gospel. The what? The first? Right, okay. Let me just Others repented and prayed for forgiveness. And those whose life had been marked with dishonesty were anxious to make restitution. Those who preached this solemn message felt compelled to lay the axe at the root of the tree and call upon men to bring forth fruit meet for repentance. You all are getting the idea of what happened in 1844? It wasn't like, it just didn't happen just like that. When William Miller was going to preach at a particular place, you're talking about thousands, sometimes 2,000, 3,000, as far as the eye could see men come out to hear William Miller, you know. Because as far as they're concerned, Christ is coming to the earth. Men renounce their sin, they give up their sin, they sell what they had, right? They make sure that they repented, right? And they were actually in a right frame of mind for Jesus to come. Amen? Isn't this a nice atmosphere? Isn't this a nice way? If you hear Jesus Christ coming tomorrow, you would want to prepare too? Yeah. Well, he's coming and we are not preparing, right? Probably we don't see how near he is, right? Those who preach this solemn message felt compelled to lay the axe at the feet of the tree and call upon men to bring forth fruit meet for repentance. Their testimony was calculated to arouse and powerfully affect the churches and manifest their real character. As the solemn warning to flee from the wrath to come was sounded, those who united with the churches received the healing message. They saw their backslidings, and with bitter tears of repentance and deep agony of soul, humbled themselves before God, and the Spirit of God rested upon them. They helped sound the cry, fear God and give glory to Him, for the judgment is come. Amen? So this is the kind of thing that happened in 1844. You're talking about repentance with deep agony of soul, you know? People searching their heart. Lord, am I right? Lord, am I sin free? Lord, you're coming. Am I in all times sin-free perfection? This is the kind of thing that happened in 1844. Right? I'm going down to read. The first angel's message of Revelation 14, that is what Brother Cameron now read there, announcing the hour of God's judgment and the calling upon men to fear God and worship Him, hear what Ellen White says, was designed to separate the professed people of God from the corrupting influence of the world and to arouse them to see their true condition of worldliness and backsliding. This is what Sister White says, right? It was designed to separate the professed people of God from the corrupting influence of the world and to arouse them to see their true condition of worldliness and backsliding. So when Sister White says that the first angel, the investigated judgment, was the everlasting gospel, it did call to repentance. It did call people to sanctify themselves. It did want people to be prepared for what was going to come, which they thought that Christ was coming to the earth instead of going from the first apartment to the second apartment. But what happened in 1844 and what the brethren did at that point in time who accepted the message and got converted, the experience there was a real experience. It was a real experience. And if we, as a church, know that Christ is coming probably in 2018, we will be so holy Christians. We will be so sanctified. We will be so last end and we are supposed to watch. And this was the kind of experience that happened in 1844. Right? In 1844. Let me just read on a little bit. Let me just read on a little bit, right? It says, in this message, God had sent to the church a warning which had it been accepted, would have corrected evils and that was shutting them away from Him. Had they received the message from heaven, humbling their hearts before the Lord and seeking in sincerity a preparation to stand in His presence, the Spirit and power of God would have been manifested among them. Let me just keep going down, right? Here was the cause of the fearful condition of the worldliness, backsliding, and spiritual death which existed in the church in 1844. Right? The preaching of a definite time called forth great oppositions from all classes, from the minister in the pulpit down to the most reckless, heaven-daring sinners, no man knowing the time nor the hour. So they're saying, look, they're saying, Christ is coming, Christ is coming. And they put up time to that. And what Sister White is saying is that people are saying, well, you don't know the time or the hour that Christ is coming. Right? You don't know the time or the hour that Christ is coming, but ministers themselves rejected that. Ministers themselves rejected that. Look at the contrast of some people, right? Because they were in sackcloth and ashes, they were searching their heart, they were making sure that they were in repentance. But the ministers themselves, they started to fight against it. They started to fight against the first angel's message. Right? They started to fight against it. And what Sister White says that people start to scoff and people start to say, well, you're putting a time to when Christ is coming. No man knowing the hour, no man knowing the time. But yet the message went on. The message went on. Let me just skip again. I'm in page 17, brother. Page 17. The second paragraph. She says here, right? She's talking about ministers here. She's not talking about a person that is not a minister. She's talking about the ministers here. She said that they preach smooth things, and then she said they united with Satan and his angels, crying, peace, peace, where there was no peace. Preachers and people joined to oppose this message from heaven and to persecute William Miller and those who united with him in the work. Angels were watching with deep interest the results of the heavenly message, and when the churches turned and rejected it. They in sadness consulted with Jesus. He turned his face from the churches and bade his angels faithfully watch over the precious ones who did not reject the testimony. For another light was yet to shine upon them. I saw the people of God in joyful expectation, looking for their Lord, but God designed to prove them. His hand covered. So they are making a procession that Christ is coming in 1844. What Sister White says is that his hand covered. a time in regards to the issue. Right? What she's saying is that, she says, but God designed to prove them. His hand covered a mistake in the reckoning of the prophetic period. So the mistake that they made in regards to the prophetic period of Christ actually coming to the earth and not to the second apartment, what Sister White is saying is that God had covered that mistake and they did not see that mistake. So while they're going ahead preaching the first angel's message and saying, Christ is coming to the earth, repent, be converted. And people give up all their sins, they sell what they had, they sell their houses, they sell their fields. A lot of talk was going on in regards to this 1844 issue. And what God did is that God put his hand and covered the reckoning in regards to the time. In the 1844, some reckoning in regards to this time of him coming to the earth, or if he were going to the second apartment of the heavenly sanctuary. Brethren, I am telling you, William Miller, to preach that Christ was coming to the earth and to have people sell their goods and to have people give up all and they didn't see Christ come, I'm telling you, the disappointment was very, very bad. That's why the Bible said that it was at midnight. It was dark. The disappointment was very bad. Sometimes you don't recognize how bad the disappointment was, but the disappointment was very bad. And what God did is that hiding this reckoning, it was to really and truly prove those that were sincere and those who really and truly was looking for the second coming and those who was preparing for the second coming of Christ. So what happened is that Christ covered the mistake in regards to the reckoning of the prophetic period. Let me just read on what she said.
So then, let's clarify a little bit more when you say the reckoning of the prophetic period. Clarify that a little more because
Right. Well, we know from studying the history before that William Miller, they believed that Christ was coming to the earth in 1844. But it's not that he was coming to the earth in 1844, it's that he was given the first apartment of the heavenly sanctuary, and he was going in the second apartment of the heavenly sanctuary to do the investigative judgment.
So do you refer to that as the prophetic reckoning?
Yes.
That event there?
Yes, that is the prophetic reckoning. Right? Because
the prophetic reckoning was related to the time prophecy that everything was correct, the reckoning of everything was correct. But the only mistake that they made was that they thought, said at that time, the general view was that the earth was the sanctuary. So all the calculations and everything was correct. It was accurate. But the only problem was that he was not coming to the earth, but he was going from the first apartment to the second apartment. That is how I generally understand.
yes. Because as you weren't here before, but what I'm going to establish before is that it's from since here that they got the prophetic reckoning in regards to the coming to the earth instead of going into the second apartment. Right? So you will get it. I will show the disappointment there, but I want to show why they got it wrong. Why they got it wrong. Why was there a need for a period of 7 months to go back and study the prophecy to see that he wasn't coming to the earth, but was going to the second apartment of the heavenly sanctuary. Right? And this is what we're going to establish, the midnight cry. Right? What happened in that dark period here when they got the first disappointment and Christ did not come as they wanted or they had first studied. Well, yeah. Right? Right? Let me just read this here. She said, those who were looking for their Lord did not discover this mistake. And the most learned men who opposed the time also failed to see it. God designed that his people should meet with a disappointment. So when she said that his hand covered the reckoning, God himself designed that disappointment would have come to them. Right? Because she said even learned men didn't even see that mistake. William Miller studied over and over and over and over the prophecy and he didn't see that mistake. God himself designed that they would have given that message. Right? They didn't get it right in regards to the sanctuary in heaven. But the atmosphere at that point in time in regards to the work that he was going to do in the second apartment, it was important for the world to know at that point in time. So what he did is that he allowed the first angel message to go forth, the gospel, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. He gave that time for the brethren to recognize, look, I am going to do a work. I am going to leave the first apartment and go to the second apartment because the investigative judgment is going to start upon the church. And this kind of work that he's going to do, he needed that kind of exposure. The world knew about William Miller at that point in time. William Miller was a famous person around that time. 1844 time. In America, he was known. In England, he was known. In Germany, he was known. The word spread around. Jesus Christ is coming. A lot of people sell their homes. A lot of people sell their fields. A lot of people repented. A lot of people went down in deep agony of soul, preparing for this second coming of Jesus Christ. And what God did is that he decided that reckoning there in regards to 1843, 1844, that reckoning there to be hidden from the minds of the saints at that point in time. But however, the message went forth. The first angel message, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. Right? So the great disappointment. Hear what Sister White says in regards to that. Hear what Sister White said in regards to this. She's talking about the people who accepted the first angel's message, right? This is what Sister White is saying. Their professions have not affected the heart and purified the life. Yet God accomplished his own beneficent purpose in permitting the warning of the judgment to be given as it was. So exactly what happened in 1844, God designed it like that. God designed it like that. God designed that William Miller would have studied the prophecy. God designed that William Miller would have overlooked a particular reckoning in the prophecy. God designed that it would have had a great disappointment. God designed that people would have repented of their sins. God designed that people would have gone down in deep agony of soul and prepared for his second coming. This is what God wanted. God wanted them was to actually be converted and continue to serve him in spirit and truth. Amen.
Sister Bell, based upon what you just said, I see it being in Revelation chapter 10, right? It's read from verse 9, when it says, and And I went unto the angel, and he said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said to me, Take it, eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be as in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and ate it up, and in my mouth it was sweet as honey. As soon as I ate it, my belly was bitter. And we know in this prophecy here, it refers to the investigative judgment, the great disappointment, but the sweetness in the mouth is that Jesus Christ is coming. But the disappointment is what makes the belly bitter. But the purpose, the further purpose, you see why, is in verse 11, and he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many people, nations, and tongues, and kings. So you see a global preaching of the gospel as a result of this great disappointment.
Amen. Amen. Great disappointment indeed. Great disappointment indeed. Hear what Sister White says. You know, after that disappointment, people who went in sackcloth and ashes and actually repented of their sins, look at their behavior now. What she said. She said, the passing of the time was well calculated to receive such heart. This is what God wanted. The disappointment was really to test people, to see what you made. If you know Christ is coming, would you repent of your sins? But would it be genuine because you know Christ coming, or because you really love him in spirit and in truth? Hear what she said. She said the passing of the time was well calculated to reveal such hearts. They were the first to turn and ridicule the sorrowful, disappointed ones who really loved the appearing of their Savior. I saw the wisdom of God in proving his people and giving them a searching test to discover those who would not shrink and turn back in the hour of trial. God sent this message to separate the professed people of God or false Christians from backsliding and worldliness. Notice, Sister White also mentioned hypocritical ministers that stepped in between the truth, the word of God that was preached. These false Christians had a theory of the truth, a form of godliness, but they denied the power thereof. So, the brethren waited and waited. Imagine that day or that hour when deep searching of heart, Lord, you know, do I have any iniquity in me? If you know that Christ was coming tomorrow, would you be prayer? Yes, you would. But you know, some would do it because Christ is coming, and not because they really love him. So the disappointment was really designed by God to prove those that love him and those that love him not. And may we all, by the grace of God, prove ourselves in our day. Prove ourselves in our day. You know, it was so good. So good. You know, to know that Jesus Christ is coming. It is so good to know that we are going to heaven. It is so good to know that we will be with the holy angels, that we will be there with Christ. But do you have the preparation? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Do we have the preparation? So let me just give you a little synopsis and then I close off. What happened is that those that had accepted the first angel message, a lot of them fell away. A lot of them went back in the world. A lot of them went back to their conversation, their former conversation or their former behavior. Christ did not come, they went back. But it had those few that still stayed. It had those few that still persevered. It had those few that went before the throne of grace and asked God, said, Lord, we know that some work is going on. Please show us. And they went on their knees and they asked God and they prayed, and God actually gave them their heart's desire. Amen? They went and they studied the prophecy of Ezekiel, Sister White says. They went and they studied Matthew chapter 25, 24. And God showed them really and truly, it's not, don't be disappointed. Even though there was a disappointment, don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed. Right? I designed that this would happen. So they went and they studied the prophecy. Right? And this is the last portion I'm going to read. And then I close off, and next week we take off from here. Yes. By the lamps is presented the word of God. The word is a lamp and a light unto my feet. The oil is a symbol of the Holy Spirit, speaking from Matthew, right? It is the Spirit of God accompanying the word, which had been committed to the people that will give light. We cannot comprehend the word of the Lord without the Spirit to enlighten our minds. These are the two anointed ones, light givers that stand before the Lord of the whole earth. The same evidence which led them to look for the Lord in 1843 led them to expect him in 1844. So, Brother Isaiah, now you get your time. Right? I'm going to read here, right? The same evidence which led them to look for their Lord in 1843, right? Led them to expect him in 1844. Yet I saw that the majority did not possess the energy which marked their faith in 1843 or 1844, their disappointment had dampened their faith. So even though they studied the prophecy, they didn't have the experience that they had before. I don't like to give, what should I say, I'm preaching that sometimes people mind baffle. I don't like that. But you all can understand what we're talking about, right? You all can understand, right? We're going to establish this 1843-1844 scenario. We're going to establish a 7 months movement, a 7 months period of time, right? Called the Midnight Cry. That dark time where the church at that point in time was in a great disappointment, and they felt very disappointed that Christ didn't come when he wanted them, when they really was looking for him to come. But went to the second apartment. Within that period of time, we're going to establish that and what they found out. So they could come now to 1844, where they understood that really and truly wasn't the earth, but was going to the second apartment of the heavenly sacrament, right? So, by the grace of God, I will go it over again. Don't let your heart be troubled. Sometimes I give some prophecy and I myself have to go it over and over and over and over. Sometimes just to check the reference, just to check this, you have to go it over and over and over. Sometimes it is with familiarity that you learn it. So sometimes you might make a little mistake, no problem. But you're getting it right at the end of the day, right? Yeah.
I just want to say what I think can help. What I think can help for us is like those of us who have great controversy. You could read the chapter on American Reformer, which deals with the whole disappointment and everything. So that we find when you're talking, Sister Nelly is not beautiful work, you just take your time, you just break it down, you just go it over, so that's very good. Right? People will be able to follow. What will help is if they take the book and they read it through so they get a bit familiar with the whole account, so that when you speak in, they'll be able to follow it. Right?
The American one?
The American reform.
Right.
Right? That's the great
Great
controversy.
controversy, the American
The
reform.
American reform, right?
Right, so read it this week, so next week you'll have an idea of what really and truly we're going to touch next week. Please go, right?
Amen. I just want to put one scripture to support what. Right? In the book of Chronicles, 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 9. 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 9. It's a very, very wonderful scripture, right? So I'm reading, it says, "And thou, Solomon, my son, know thou the God of thy father, and serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind. For Yahweh searcheth all hearts." So Yahweh, when Yahweh look at that whole scenario, a lot of them come and they say they're looking for Christ coming and so on, but they're not very sincere. Their heart is not really right with God. They're just joining, and hoping that they will get through, so to speak. So when the disappointment came now, it was easy for them to just go back. You see? So the Bible is telling us here, Yahweh's 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 9. It says, "For Yahweh searcheth all hearts, and understandeth all the imaginations of the thoughts. If thou seek him, he will be found of thee. But if thou forsake him, he will cast thee off forever." Now you know this was the admonition of David to Solomon his son, right? He building a temple and so on. But what we're looking at here is the fact that God knows your heart, and you have to be serious about Christianity. This is not about creating. All the effort that is being made is to educate us as to prophecies and what God is saying and what is happening, so that we will understand as the argument goes to the other level, when the mark of the beast will be enforced and so on. We will be prepared to meet those events by holy living, by exalting God to be God alone in everything that we do, and so we will be prepared to meet the different arguments as they come. So as I give the admonition, I take it for myself, by the grace of God, that we will really be serious and committed to the faith. Right?
Amen. We can prepare for the second coming of Jesus Christ, and we can sincerely give up sin, and we can sincerely follow God in spirit and in truth. And the reason why God called all of us now is that we would get a chance of salvation. We would get a chance to make our calling and our election sure. We of ourselves need to prepare. We don't need a situation to prepare. You understand? God said that in 1798 we have been in the time of the end, and this is the time to prepare. This is the time when we have to move all earthliness from among us and serve God in spirit and in truth. Right? So we can take an example of the testimony. Prepare with all your heart. Cast aside everything that so easily besets you, and prepare for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Because that is what matters at the end of all. That is what matters at the end of all things. May you and I make it in our day, in our time, where we make it in that New Jerusalem, in that new kingdom. Amen. Amen. So we'll just close off with a word of prayer.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 4. It says, "He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he." So everything about what he is based on judgment. Everything that we are doing, he's judging us, whether it be good or whether it be wrong.
Amen. Remember, the experience that you have to be in now is the experience of sackcloth and ashes. When the priest went in the second apartment of the earthly sanctuary, the brethren outside, Israel outside, was in sackcloth and ashes. There wasn't an idleness. So if our high priest is in the second apartment, we're not supposed to be idle. Amen? We are supposed to be taking interest in what is going on in the second apartment of the heavenly sanctuary. Right, brethren? So let's have a word of prayer. Dear Lord in heaven, thank you very much for your love that you have shown towards us in showing us, dear Father, the first angel's message and the experiences that went with it. We are in the third angel's message, the first, second, and third, and fourth angel's message. And we are part of the movement. And we are the ones that are supposed to be preparing for your second coming. Lord, we have no want in regards to the truth. We have had the gospel in its purity come back today. But we have not been faithful in all things in regards to our character, our work. We have fallen short on many occasions and have not glorified you as love and God alone. And we have not glorified you, dear Father, as one. And we pray, dear Father, that you have mercy upon us and do forgive us for these sins that we have committed against you. And please justify us again by your grace. But where we have continued faithful before you, we pray, dear Father, that you will continue to be with us and that you will help us to continue to be sin-free before you. Please help us, dear Father, that in our hour of preparation, that we will do the preparation of putting away sin and preparing for your second coming. Because after the investigative judgment is your second coming. So please bless us, dear Father, with much development of character. Help us, dear Father, to get the good personality traits and help us, dear Father, to keep our conversion by your grace. We love you, dear Lord, and we thank you for calling us to prepare in such a time as this. These mercies we ask in Jesus' holy and precious name we pray. Amen. Amen.